out west. Kind of wild with the way the zigzag, some folks call it. This is more than just that. In a two-game span, the Nuggets go from 43-point losers to victors. Just the fourth team this century to grab a playoff win after falling by 40 in the previous game. You see the opening number for Game 4. OKC. Pretty hefty favorites.
Famous tonight.
Yeah, that's what they were tonight. All right, we'll go inside the series as Denver bounces back to grab the 2-1 series lead. It was Denver's fourth win against OKC this year. Most of any team during the regular season, one of just 5 teams with a 500 record or better against SGA and company. Despite the Game 3 win, that destruction in Game 2 still looms as the Nuggets try to become the first team to lose a game by 40 and still win a series. Sixers beat the Celtics in 82 after they lost Game 1 by 40. That was a while ago. You look ahead to Game 4. Denver will try to become the 6th team to take a 3-1 lead on a team who had an 80% winning percentage in a best-of-7. 4 of the previous 5 went on to win, only lost 16 Thunder against the 73 win Warriors. Kendrick Perkins joins me now, and man, Perk, you went through some of these, right? The intensity and the toughness that was on display on both sides, man. I want to just start with that. As you're watching that, having lived through it, what stands out about the kind of fight that both these teams put on display?
Oh, Scott, it was a beautiful thing to see. It was a brawl for it all on both ends of the floor. And I know, we're going to dive into the actual game and the players, but let me say this. The Denver Nuggets, they buckled and strapped down defensively. They grinded this one out tonight on the defensive side of things. We know OKC is known for their defense, but we got to tip our hat to the Denver Nuggets, how scrappy they played, how engaged they were, tied on the string. Christian Brown was phenomenal tonight on SGA. I thought Jokic moved those feet all night long in the pick and roll. It was beautiful to watch the Denver Nuggets play with that type of intensity defensively.
You know what I noticed a lot of, Perk, as this game wore on? And, look, they put 52-80 on the floor for a reason. You're playing at elevation, and a lot of shots were short late. And could have been a million things. Could have been the defense of Denver, but particularly in overtime, it looked like that needle on the gas tank for the Thunder was damn near on E. Did you see the same thing?
Oh, absolutely, and that's the advantage that the Nuggets have, right? Like, they feel like once they get you to the fourth quarter and the game is close, that they have that home court advantage of the altitude. But I'm going to tell you this, Scott, they did an excellent job of loading up on SGA and saying somebody else got to beat us late in the fourth quarter. And we saw when they got in those pressure moments, those same shots that Isaiah Hartenstein was hitting, those floaters in the first half, he wasn't hitting those late in the game, right? And so, again, you got to tip your hats off because those guys grinded it out defensively. And Christian Brown, he was phenomenal. Having to guard a guy like SGA, who I think is the best offensive perimeter player in the game, without fouling him, making him take tough contested twos, and making him give up the rock is not an easy task at all.
Sometimes you look at the box score and there's just things that don't make any damn sense. If you tell me Jokic goes 0 of 11 from 3, there's just no chance you're winning that basketball game. But it's the elevation of Gordon, whose confidence in 3, I believe Mark Jones said on the broadcast, this is a 43% shooter from 3 in the regular season. We already saw him win a game with a 3. He ties a game with a 3. He and Porter, and then obviously Murray. It's more than ham and egg. That's disrespectful because this team is more than just Jokic. But I'm impressed with all of the role, not the role, but what the way the Stars delivered in their roles tonight to win this game, because you're not winning it with Jokic playing like that unless everybody else elevates.
Scott, you're right, man. But guess what? Gordon, Porter, and Murray, they're champions.
For sure.
Right? They done been through this. They're champions, and they're at home. And, like, you think about what Aaron Gordon brought to the table tonight, hitting that big 3, but he was a monster in the fourth quarter. Jamal Murray, right? Being a true point guard, picking and choosing his spots, when to be aggressive, when to create for others. We saw that beautiful kick out that he had to Michael Porter Jr. And Michael Porter Jr. laid it all out there on the line tonight on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, he did.
But again, these are guys that are battle tested and champions, and it showed tonight.
Yeah, and the conversation, and maybe this is just too easy, it's just too one-size-fits-all when it relates to OKC. If they lose a game to a team who does have championship DNA in the manner in which they did, it becomes real easy, Perk, just to say they're young. I don't know if this is youth that showed itself. I saw you start to shake your head. Is there something that would explain the inability of OKC in those incredibly tough moments late to find the bucket they needed to win the game?
Scott, the one thing we know, no matter what, is that when they get late in the game, that the Denver Nuggets are going to go to their two-man game with Jokic and Murray. We didn't see that with the Oklahoma City Thunder. We just saw a whole lot of isolation plays, whether it was Jalen Williams or SGA. We saw Luke Dort trying to take somebody off the dribble. And look, this is the growing pains that they're going to have to go through this series. Just because it's your number that's being called doesn't mean it's your shot. So again, I need to see, is it going to be a side pick and roll with Chet and SGA or SGA and J-Dub? Like, they have to figure these things out. And I thought tonight, they start the game and they start the overtime, and I thought Coach Dagnall made a mistake. He tried to go small with Alex Caruso, and I love Alex Caruso. But you go small, you take Chet Holmgren out the game, and all of a sudden we see the big fella, Big Jokic, he get downhill, get an easy layup and see one go in, and all of a sudden it was all she wrote from there.
Yep, and we know how this goes, Perk. If Shea hits the bucket there late, they're up 2-1, and the entire conversation you and I are having right now is entirely different. We're raving about the way the length of the Thunder gets all those deflections on defense and how they're able to respond and win home court back. But that's not what happened. And so as we now look ahead to a Game 4 on Sunday, how do you view this series right now? The scorebook says it's 2-1 Denver. You feel like the Thunder are in trouble right now?
I feel like it's going 7 games. That's what I feel like. I feel like the Thunder blew a golden opportunity. You just talked about it, Scott. Jokic shot 8 for 25 from the field. He had so many damn turnovers. This was probably one of the worst games of his career in
That's
the postseason.
And they didn't win it.
And you couldn't capital, and you didn't win it. So you got to you got to make sure, if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder, if you're Alex Caruso, who's a champion in that locker room, you got to make sure that these guys stay positive and stay even keel. That even keel term is a real thing in the postseason, Scott. You never get too high.